you keep your grandmother's ashes in your house, cool. But it's bizarre to me to keep the ashes of a dead person in your house. Like when my grandmother died and we cremated her, like we didn't do it. We didn't like set it. We didn't make a fire in the backyard. We got her cremated. Pretty metal, right? We buried those at her, gravestone or whatever that she had picked out years in advance. But like keeping them in your house just seems weird, right?
You know what I anticipate? So many other possessions. At first, it's like, yes, this is my mother-in-law, and it's a thing, and like it's highly valued, and it goes in like a prime spot that you look by and you remember her. And then like 15 years later, it's like, oh well, I guess we're just keeping these forever. Like at some point, somebody will throw them away, right? That's a thing. Like,
no,
dude, I'll be dead. Jackie will be dead. Is her grandkid gonna keep them on her shelves? Great grandkid.
Throw them away.
What do you
do?
You're just gonna, I guess you could like scatter them or something.
Yeah, you scatter them.
I don't know. I haven't thought this through.
Do you want Granny living in the landfill?
Well, that's kind of poetic, right? Because then, the landfill gets covered up over time, and then they're probably going to make a park over it.
That's what they do.
And then Granny is helping. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, but it's just ashes. She's not providing. Bugs are walking by the ashes going, is this food? Oh, it's just trash. Just trash laying all over
I think you should send that to bereavementcookie.com, and they'll use it in the cake mix or the cookie dough. And then you can eat your grandma.
You know what I'm curious about with the whole ash thing is like
their loved ones watching.
They're so like, if I burned Kyle, if Kyle died and I burned him all the way down to the ashes, and then burned his bones down, there's no way I could fit that in like a little pot. Like there would be way more ashes than that. And after I scoop Kyle out and like decide what parts I put in there, I of course throw the rest away. I'm the mortician or guy at the crematorium or whatever. Also, I'm not going to be on my hands and knees scrubbing that thing. And so really when you get ashes, how do you know you're not getting like an amalgamation of a bunch of other people's
You probably are.
They're not allowed to do that.
I'm
not
so
allowed.
sorry. I'm participating in this topic at all.
Who's going to stop them?
Here's what I want. No. What if you did this with the ashes?
These aren't my grandma's ashes. Yeah. How do you know?
You could mix them with mortar and like do some sort of brick masonry so she's there forever in like the driveway or like a fireplace or something, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to take this down and start over. Grandma's not OSHA certified, turns out, so you're gonna have to go to fucking Home Depot and buy some.
Or if you want to
be mortaring with old lady remains.
And look, I'm always talking about wanting to eat a person, and I'm totally down. If you want to send us all a little bit of those ashes, I'll eat some.
Oh no, I'm gonna only eat a cooked person.
I will mix those. No matter how much of those ashes you send me, I will mix it up with chocolate milk and I'll eat it on this show.
Oh, I would not. That's disgusting.
And then she will live with me forever.
If my family is seeing this,
until I die,
I am not in this topic.
no,
Woody wrote all these jokes before the show.
I did.
This is sick shit. You think I would say this voluntarily? I don't want to eat grandma. I do though. I would eat your grandma if you sent me a little bit of her. I would put her with some like Nestle Quick, and I would drink that happily.
If I die unexpectedly, let it be known I want my ashes sent to Kyle, and you have to drink them on show.
I'll drink them on show. I'll do a line.
All of them.
Yes, you have to do a line of Taylor.
I'll scratch up a rail of Taylor and I'll snort it right on the show. I don't care. Like absolutely. Taylor ashes. Oh, I hope they're not gritty though. What if there's like big chunks of bone in there? And you get a big chunk.
You could rim it like a margarita glass. Just rim it with ashes.
There's
a lot of shit you could do.
World.
That's
something different.
That's the reason I don't want to be cremated. I would rather be buried because then at least everything's staying where it's supposed to be, and then you just slowly rot, and you actually do feed all the bugs and the worms.
No,
and everything.
you don't. That's false because they pump you full of. Because they pump you full of those chemicals, that embalming fluid and stuff, and so that you don't rot and the bugs don't eat you. You just stay there, sort of preserved.
Is that a
so
requirement?
If you like
what, you're gonna have a funeral 4 days after you die, and you're gonna not be?
Yeah, if you don't do it, you'll be smelling at the funeral. Like if they don't get to your body and like suck all the fluids out and like inject you with that embalming fluid, like, you know, the funeral is usually 3-5 days, sometimes 10 days afterwards. If you got to get family in or whatever, you'll be smelling.
I wonder.
No, I want my funeral to be.
There's got to be a better way. There's got to be something better. Like, what can you get planted and like grow into a tree or some shit? There's got to be a service that's better than this.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real
I like
thing.
that. But I want it to be
here. If they would, if my wife were to be like, Woody, it doesn't look good. I'm gonna get the tractor. I'm gonna dig a hole now, and then as soon as you stop breathing, you're going in. I'd be like, yeah, that's a suitable ending for me. I'm down. That's just me though.
I like
no embalming food.
There's a thing.
Yeah, a bios urn. So they put your ashes ostensibly in there. Really, it's you along with the last 12 people who happen to die in your county. We're all put in that little area, and then you become a tree later. And years and years after everyone has forgotten about you, and this company's long out of business. And so
cool. And then you get
it is pretty neat.
Honestly, but that's not cool enough. I don't want them to make a tree with the ashes. I want them to take me and like form me into a tree, and like the tree's growing. No, listen. They put the seed up my butthole and like stand me up with like some lattice work, and then the tree grows out of me, and I become like a horrifying rose tree or something like that. Just with a skull and
rose tree.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, something beautiful, right? Like a Japanese cherry or something like that. Something.
Kyle will be vain even post-death.
Yeah, I don't want to be like a con tree or something.
So it's gonna like come out of? It's just gonna start coming out of you at some point, like
but then you decompose. Your bones are gonna
with a seed in his ass that turns into a Japanese cherry.
No,
then you're not gonna stay there.
You put a lattice work around me, like the way you do like a tomato a tomato plant, how it's got that structure around it. You do that with me and like form me into like walk like an Egyptian pose or something like that. Like whatever,
Naturally.
Nobody's gonna want you in their yard.
Maybe like a Heisman thing, like whatever. But people would want me in their yard. There's some people who would want me in their yard. I guarantee.
I mean, I'd put Kyle in my yard for free. I'm not gonna pay, but then there's somebody out there that would do like $5, and there might be somebody who's 10.
You don't have to pay. I'm free. I just want to be, there for posterity, and so future generations can look upon me.
No, if I wake up and your grotesque, malformed, disgusting, totem of yourself is in my front lawn, I will pay to have it removed. Actually, I'll just burn it myself. And then I'll just let the ashes blow where they may. I'd rather be very normal, and then just don't pump me full of formaldehyde or whatever it is. Just let me go in en natural, have the funeral 5 or 6 days later. By that time, I'm pretty ripe. People are going to have to come to the funeral and pretend like it's not really, really gross and awful. And like they'll be talking to people and be like, man, he was such a great guy. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
What was he eating?
Something crawled out of his mouth.
He smells like Gouda. Oh,
did you know his last wish was to be made into a tree? It's like, no.
I don't know, man. You could probably get away with dying and being like cured as like a meat, and then you could give it to Kyle and he could actually eat it. That's more realistic.
Is that legal though? Like
why wouldn't it be? You're your own person. I could cut off my arm and give it to you.
Yeah,
that's definitely true.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure that's true at all.
Wait, I can't cut off my arm and give it to him?
I think cannibalism might be illegal somewhere. Yeah. Find out if I can eat a person.
Is cannibalism legal? If everyone's cool with it.
That's how it's phrased in the legal text.
Here it is. If both consent and the act is non-lethal, then I do believe it is. Then I do believe. Why is this the top one?
Oh, that is not. That's not the district attorney of blah
Those
blah
are
blah.
PKA laws right there.
This is some guy sitting under a skin lamp typing late at night.
That I kind of think.
Otherwise, I'd be in a well the tribe.
No, I would absolutely eat a person. I don't get the big deal, right? Meat is meat, and from what I hear, we taste like pork, and I love pork.
You have to cook it well.
Pork.
Gets dry
bacon.
quickly.
No, like the belly meat of or imagine you see a guy or a girl that's got like a really ripped belly. Like imagine slices of that lengthwise, and now that's bacon. That's what bacon is. It's the pork belly.
That sounds pretty good.
TIL. Yeah.
Delicious.
I would so much rather eat a nice Kyle's arm sausage than look even for a week at your contorted body ruining my front yard wrapped around a rose tree, which is a new one.
Terrifying the neighborhood children.
Goes great for
At
Halloween,
first, I
though.
thought it was a prank.
Yeah, you would definitely put that. You could do that. You could only put me out during Halloween. How about that?
Every
but
year,
what
like he's a little
if you
worse.
die-
His skin's coming off the bone. Sorry about his left forearm. It's been 3
Well,
years.
he did die in December, so it's not going well. Yeah, they just put your ruined body. Ugh.
I just look
Kyle,
terrified.
that's like I can't imagine what I'd rather not be made to do in death. I'd rather be heaved into a dumpster than somebody like post-mortem crucifying me into awkward poses.
I'd love it. I'd love to be utilized in such a manner rather than just thrown into the ground to kind of rot in a $10,000 casket. You know, it's absurd. No, use me for something. Prop me up.
Do you think how would you feel about like setting it up beforehand where it's like, all right, when I die, you know, friends, I want you to find some news story going around that day in the area, take me up in a plane or a helicopter and just heave me out, but you have to dress me up like I was going skydiving that day, because otherwise it's like, where the fuck did this guy come from? Like, no, you have to have that on there. So when you land, they're like, oh my God, it never deployed.
What if you
put
put me
full
in,
of cheese? You know,
what if
like,
you put me in like a NASA outfit and like scorched it really well before you threw me out?
that's even better. I love
I
that.
like that.
Joke.
I think I fell from fucking space. Like, oh my God, is that Chris Hadfield?
But you wanted them to
Lord.
drop him
Yeah, he's got a guitar
in a news story?
Oh, no.
Yeah, the guitar.
Oh.
He's got a guitar.
So- So there's like a Boy Scout jamboree going on, like some like predictable news story,
Segue.
and you drop Kyle.
Oh shit!
I would love that. I would love that. Like we're just meat.
Once you
We're
get their
just big bags
cremation
of
badge. Yeah.
meat.
There's another. That's another business there. You know, your loved ones maybe don't want a traditional burial, so we're here to help you plan the best way out. You're just like a burial services team, creates creative and fun ways to go out.
Yes,
Like-
creativefunerals.org. Get that, Chiz, right now.
Somebody snap that.
I could
.org.
rapid fire cool funerals. Like, all right, have you seen that giant cannon that they have in the circus that they shoot people out of?
Yes,
I've always wanted to get shot out of one of those cannons. Apparently, it's proprietary like technology they use to do it, and no one knows really exactly how it works. I want to shoot bodies out of one of those cannons, right? Let it soften up a little first. Then you fire it at 200 miles per hour like a brick wall, and it just splatters. That's one hell of a show. I'd watch that. I'd watch that show. Just bodies being hurled into a brick wall at 200 miles per hour.
Yeah. I'd watch a lot of fucked up shows. Like if they did like public executions on TV, I'd tune in for sure. Imagine how much better that would be than Beyonce during the halftime Super Bowl show. All right. Thanks for coming to the Patriots-Broncos game. We've got a couple of convicted rapists coming up, you know, and then they parade them out, execute them. You get to fan vote. Text 80888 to, you know, whatever. You know, if you want him to be burned alive, or if you want him to be skinned.
Press 6 for guillotine.
The most fucked up part of that is you had the Patriots and the Broncos in the Super Bowl. That can't happen.
You're right. That can't happen. Sorry.
I'm down to.
Someone's got to call out Taylor on his bullshit.
That's true. That's not true. We're in the same conference, you fuck. Yeah, that's interesting. I think I'm just gonna go the normal be buried route. But if there is an option to be fired out of a cannon, to be thrown off a building, to be...
Could I eat you? Would you be okay with me consuming you? A little of you. You'd feed me for like
You're a lot of
whole summer if I ate all.
Oh, is that a fat joke? No.
There's just a lot to go around. Like you know, whenever you kill a deer, it feels
cheese. You get me. Like, skulls did I clean out?
I think it'd be a little off-putting with you mounted on the wall, though. Just in the living room.
You put my hands in an aggressive pose, like an animal.
Yeah, you know what a jackalope is? It's when they taxidermy you. I'd put deer antlers onto you, like make you some sort of weird fucking scary thing. Yeah. Oh, you could be an elf. You've always wanted. We could turn you into an elf or an orc.
Oh, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
I'd be fine if they used me as an extra, like for a dead body in a movie, as like a fun fact thing. So they could later be like, hey, did you know that guy's actually dead? And they'll be like, no shit. I thought he was just a great extra.
You know that there is a real human skull in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney. It's it's a skull mounted on top of a bed, and that's a real one. It was donated there, and all the rest are fake, but Disney's kind of fucked up.
How did someone?
I bet it's a Jewish skull.
You think it's a Jewish skull?
Knowing Disney, it probably is.
Yeah. Walt Disney hated the Jews.
Yeah, he did. Great kids movies. Great kids movies though.
Whenever they thaw him out, he's gonna wreak havoc.
I heard something about like that whole skull thing where people like actors will be like, oh, when I die, use my skull in Hamlet so that I'm always on the stage or whatever. And apparently, like all around the world, acting troops or whoever organizes theaters are like, you can't anymore. We've got so many skulls of failed thespians just sitting around. Like, I'm sorry, no, we're turning down skull donations. I thought that was interesting.
I didn't see that.